Wall cabinet, part 2, face frame. Welcome back to the shop on the channel. I started this video without doing the welcome to the shop on the channel thing, so I'm doing it now. We're going on to the face frame, and by the time this video is finished, the face frame will be glued in place and hopefully trimmed. I've got it up on some blocking here so I can clamp stuff to it without having to wobble it around on the bench. So the stiles, excuse me, the rail stiles, gotta get that right, stiles are, of course, like I said earlier, they're longer than they need to be, because that's how you do it. You make them longer. It's one of the ways you do it. You make them longer, and then after you've fastened them together and you put them on the workpiece, then you cut off the ends so they're nice and flush and sand. But what I'm doing now is just clamping them to the cabinet itself, lining up this surface here, which is the side of the face frame, with this surface here, because the dovetails are just a tad proud of the workpiece, and that's by design. So you can sand the dovetails really nicely flush with your cabinet. So using the finger, which is like the best gauge you've got in the shop for things like this. There you go. Okay, that's going to give me the length of the rails. Either because it might be slightly different. I got to make sure that this is all squared up first, and then I'll do. But of course, once you put these together, they're going to be pretty square because the ends have been cut very square. So basically, it's about 21 inches. These are also cut longer so I can make them fit. But it's basically about 21 inches from here to here. And then I'm going to pocket hole these, of course, from the back. Pocket holes these to fit onto the rail, onto the stiles. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically clamp all this together, pocket hole from here, and then take the frame off, flip it over, and start the fastening process. I'm probably just going to glue it in place. So that permanently, of course, and the rabbit permanently denotes which way this goes. This is the front, that is the back. Once I get these in place and fastened down, we can start working on the doors. That's a little more complex because those measurements are a little funky. The doors can't be exactly split here to here, and in the middle you have to take wood off for things to move and all that kind of stuff. So let me get this set up so that I can cut these to length. Okay, what I did now is I took these over the chop saw, cut it to the correct length, got it to fit in here, and the next step is pocket holing it and then putting it in place and doing the same over there. So let me get that done, and then we'll move on from there. And there we have a face frame. Ooh, a little crack over here I'm gonna have to fix. Not a big deal. That'll work out fine. So face frame is done. Not attached because I now have to glue the box up so that it's all one solid piece. And then we'll take it from there. I think I have to fix that little crack off camera. So what I did to square it up was you see it here? I have these corner. Let me get one out of the drawer. I've shown these before, and I bought them at the woodworking show, which is no longer in existence. A couple years in a row, bought bundles of them. This is an angle bracket. It's aluminum precision angle bracket. It's kind of cool. It's got holes so you can mount it to stuff, and they're very accurate to 90 degrees. So I put one here and one here. That gave me the squareness I need on the box itself. So now I want to take all that off. Open up the joints, spread some glue in there, and then clamp this up and square it up again, and then walk away. And after that, we can install the face frame, which is going to get glued in place. Why not? So let me get this to where I can do the gluing. We'll do the gluing and move on. Before we do some glue up, I'd put in the rabbet here, and this is for the backer boards, and I've also done the pinholes for the shelf pins. And these are 1 1/4 inch on center, and they're 4 1/2 inches down from the top and the bottom. Ready for some glue up. So these are the 2 long boards. They're going to go onto this. This is the tails, going to go into these dovetails here. So what I want to do is I want to spread some glue in the dovetail joints. There we go. Now I want to put in this side first. Actually, it's the bottom or the top. I can't remember which. Then this one. And you know, we got limited working time with PVA glue, but so gotta be not super quick, but you got to get it in, get it all together. This out of the way. Put on this one. Goes that way. Get started. Okay. All right, now I have these pieces of MDF that are my standoffs to hold this up while it cures. Am I missing one? Am I missing one? Ah, there it is right there. It's on the floor where it shouldn't be. Okay, so there's my standoffs. Now I want to square it up. And then I'm going to do some clamping. I recommend you get one of these for squaring boxes. They all sell them. Goes on the end of your tape measure and it hooks onto it very nicely, held on with magnets. 37 1/4. 37 and let's see. Oh, wrong. Gotta do it again. That's 37 5/16. And that's way off, so I gotta go that way. That's it. It's squared up. You saw probably in the high speed or the time lapse when I put this little gadget in. It's a Rockler tool. It's designed specifically for squaring up boxes. Has a strap. I'll show it later. But this is now square. So the next trick is wait for the glue to dry. It's like watching paint dry. Before we get started putting the face frame on, this is that squaring up jig that I got from Rockler that I talked about or I used earlier in the video. It's got a strap and a winder and a clamp that goes over one corner of the box, a clamp that goes over the other corner of the box. So you put this on the wide corner, the one that's, and you crank it in until, you know, it's equal corner to corner, corner to corner. And it's kind of a nice jig. I got this because it really would have come in handy when I did the large boxes for the armoire and my chest of drawers. And so when I do another big piece, I used it on this and it was very helpful. But when I do another big piece that I need to square up a large piece of carcass furniture, I got this. So let's get on to doing the putting on the face frame. Yes. Face frame, I've got some blocking on here to just get it kind of set up on, centered on the box, and then I'll clamp those as well to tighten everything up. And this is pretty much squared up to the box. I got to make a few adjustments in place, but that's typical. If I just screwed this in place, it would have been maybe a little square, but it's as square as I need it, which is pretty square. And then of course got to do all the sanding and cutting and all that. So let's, it's going to get glued, like I said. There's not going to be any fasteners. It's going to be glued in place and clamped down after I spread the glue around. And I line everything up, and then it's going to walk away, let the glue cure, and then come back and clip the ends of the stiles. So get the glue, and oh, you know what? I always have to have, I'm trying to do these things where I've actually got all the tools I need in place around me, and in this case, a couple of rags, because I'm working with glue. And I got a acid brush to help spread the glue around. Now let's get the glue out and do a bead all the way around. Yep. There we go. That is got some blockage in it. Now it has no blockage in it. All right, that's there. Now this goes like this, as close to where I can get it to the end as possible. Okay, so what I need to do now is clamp this corner here. Okay, so that corner's clamped, and this corner needs to be moved just a little bit, which is real easy. Darn it. Check up here. Yep. Yep, that's good. You never have enough clamps, they say. Never, never, never. Of course, don't worry about the clamp marks here and there, because this is all going to get sanded smooth. And clean off some of the excess, so it's less to have to clean off. I mean, like I said, it's going to get sanded with 150 and then 220 after I get this all together. All right. There we go. So the face frame is now all in place. Next segment, we'll pull the clamps off and do some cutting and proceed on to the next step, which we're going to start the doors, which is probably going to be the next video. So let's take a break, have some coffee. Now it's ready for a lot of sanding, sides, get them all smoothed up, and to make the doors, and that will be the next video. As I said earlier, it'll be the next video. This video is finished. We have the box complete, essentially, the master box complete. The next step, like I said, is going to make the doors with the raised panels. The raised panels will be the last thing I cut, because I don't want to. That wood is very precious. And then the backboards I have to make. Now the exterior is going to be finished in the usual way with. I usually use amber shellac, and the interior is going to be painted, including the drawers. Mara and I have decided to paint the inside, which is a very 18th century thing to do. So until next time, make great things out of wood.